Today I have the pleasure of talking to Dr. Binyamin Klempner. Dr. Klempner is a psychologist. He lives in Israel, and he was a guest on the Yakking show in October 2023. Dr. Klempner has developed the HOMP method of helping people overcome trauma through sound by stimulating the vagus nerve. But today, Dr. Klempner is here to talk us about his new development, which is called MindBridge. So I'm going to let Dr. Klempner tell us all about it. It's really good to talk to you again, Benjamin. Welcome, and tell us all about MindBridge. Thanks.
So about a year ago, I began studying neurolinguistic programming. I've always known about NLP,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but I I took a very snobbish approach towards NLP. Uh, at the same time, Milton Erickson he was really, NLP is great. So I decided to really, if I'm going to be snobby about something, I should really look into what I'm being snobby about. And really delved into it. And as I was delving into it, it was made brilliant sense. And I constructed an interview of, I want to say it's about 26 questions or so, um, based on many of the principles in neurolinguistic programming. And then I was curious. I was just starting to really warm up to AI. This, about a year ago is when AI really hit the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I went on to Claude, which is an AI engine,
Yeah.
and I asked, what might this interview look like as an app? And I liked the results it gave me. And then I decided, well, might as well start building an app around it.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted it to be affordable. And the more I looked into it, the more I did to make it affordable. And the more I fleshed it out. So I wanted there to be a meditation component.
Mm-hmm.
So I added a meditation component. I wanted there to be a component in which it could use the same interview to help people decide on career paths or on a college choice. And the first thing I did was I took the interview questions and I went on to ChatGPT. And I told ChatGPT, take these questions, and let's play a game. I'll be the client, you'll be the therapist. You'll ask me these questions, sticking very closely to the script,
Mm-hmm.
not not uh, going to the right or the left, really sticking to the script. And afterwards, you're gonna give me. I told it, you're gonna give me a few words after each question,
Mm-hmm.
a few words of analysis after each question. And then when the interview is concluded, you're going to give me a real synopsis and some guidance based on the interview. Uh, and what it did was amazing.
Oh, really?
It was brilliant. It was
Yeah.
brilliant. Absolutely. It was really, it was very emotional.
Mm.
Just the even though because AI what doesn't have an intellect, it doesn't have emotions. I'm the one with the intellect. I'm the one with emotions. I'm a human being. AI is a machine, but it's a mirror, and it was mirroring back my thoughts in a way that I don't think the greatest analyst would be able to mirror back.
Really interesting.
And it was reflecting back my emotions in a way that, of course, it was a therapist could hold my could hold those emotions with me. But the AI was picking up in a different way what those emotions were that I was
Okay.
presenting and then reflecting it back. Sort of like Carl Rogers, on steroids.
Mm-hmm.
It was just that it really was picking up those linguistic patterns representative of certain emotions and then putting it right back on me saying this is what I'm picking up on, saying things like, do you realize this is really what you're saying? It was
Okay.
all about the linguistic patterns. uh, my own personal word choices and the words that we use reflect deeper things going on inside of our minds, our consciousness, our souls. And so the AI is not, it's not brilliant. It's algorithm.
Mhm.
Algorithm. You have to help me with this word.
Algorithmic.
Algorithmic. Thank you. And our minds, as much as we are souls, we are in conscious and unconscious. We have a conscious, we have an unconscious, but the AI just we also have a certain pattern. We're pattern beings, and AI is all about the pattern. It's all about picking up the pattern, which in machine language is called an algorithm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't want to call. I don't want to say that you or I are, that we function based on algorithm, because I don't think that's true. Computers do. We don't, but
Yeah.
we certainly are pattern beings.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's what the AI is so good at doing, picking out those patterns, translating it into algorithm, and then feeding it back to us in a way
Yeah.
that we haven't really noticed, perhaps.
Wow, interesting. I've got a couple of questions for you already because I want to get in a bit further onto the application of what you're doing. The first question I've got, though, is where did your somewhat dismissive attitude towards NLP come from? Is this coming from conventional training as a psychologist or as a counselor?
That's a really good question. No, that is coming from, I studied hypnosis at the NLP Training Center of New York City.
Okay.
At the same time as I was studying hypnosis, a little bit before, yeah, I read Irvin Yalom's book, The Gift of Therapy. And one of the things Yalom mentions is the importance of going to a therapist, which he mentions for a young therapist. He mentions it's very important for a young therapist to choose an older, seasoned therapist who they look up to, who's already at the point of retirement, quasi-retirement,
Mm-hmm.
and they've already they're already finishing an established career,
Okay.
and going to that person as a therapist so that you can begin your career as a young therapist in the footsteps of this veteran therapist.
Right.
I thought that was a brilliant idea.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was studying NLP, I'm sorry, as I was studying hypnosis, I
Hypnosis.
chose Dr. Sidney Rosen as the
Mm-hmm.
therapist that I would go to. Sidney Rosen wrote a book called My Voice Will Go With You. It's a famous book on Milton Erickson, and he was a close student. He was a student colleague of Milton Erickson,
Mm-hmm.
and so I enrolled in a very brief course of therapy with him. It was only 6 sessions, but it was 6 sessions that really shaped my life.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
he's such a wonderful man,
Mm-hmm.
and he was such a wonderful man. And uh, so he happened to be very anti NLP.
Okay. All right. Got it.
He was very against NLP, and really, as much as he gave me, he also gave me I would call it a bigotry towards NLP that I just got over about a year ago when I thought to myself, what was Dr. Rosen really against? Does he know what he was really against? He didn't. I don't think he cared much for the two founders of NLP. But that might have been personal. I don't know if. Well, I think he did. He didn't like the way NLP evolved
Okay.
um, in terms of being something that salespeople used.
Right. Right. Okay.
And
Got it.
and Dr. Rosen felt, maybe had NLP stayed in under the rubric, and within the canon of mental health
Yeah.
rather than sales, he would have approved,
Okay.
and
Got
maybe
you.
he would have even become a proponent.
All right.
But he was certainly an opponent. Um, but yeah, so that's how I became
That's how
sort
you've
of
come.
agnostic.
Okay, so I got another two that have a bearing on your MindBridge, and the first one is, I'm not a trained counselor, I'm not a psychologist at all, but I've in my fairly long life been a keen observer of human nature, human activity, human relationships, and I would make an observation that in a face-to-face counseling situation with an analyst, the analyst will react to body language either consciously or subconsciously. And I believe that should the analyst have a slightly negative perception of his patient, that will color the value the patient gets out of it. So I'm guessing that your app removes any all of that. It's totally reliant on what the client or the patient says and writes, rather than fidgeting in his or her seat or scratching his or her ear, which may influence an analyst. Am I right in there?
You are right. So you're right, but with a caveat.
Okay.
So so the way that it works, well, we have the main section, the main thrust of MindBridge is, I would say, is that it's like you just said, that it's an AI based session
Mhm.
with with an AI coach, mental wellness coach,
Mhm.
um, and there is no bias, there is no prejudice. You're talking to a machine,
Yeah.
and it's like we said earlier, the machine is picking up on your uh, on the metaphors that you use and on the similes that you use,
Mhm.
on the word choices that you use, on your word patterns, and it's getting to know really in a very unconscious part of the mind,
Mhm.
uh, a part that even the most seasoned therapist, I think, would have a very difficult time picking up on,
Okay.
because it's really linguistic. Um, but there needs to be that professional human oversight.
Yes.
So then, once a month, or once every 2 weeks, depending on the tier, a therapist actually reads over the summaries
Uh-huh.
of the AI based conversations which the client has had.
Okay.
So the therapist can then say, um, uh, I feel that the AI was really off on this one. Or if you had answered this differently, I wonder what the AI would have said.
Mhm. Mhm.
And the therapist provides about a one page report to the client, like I said, once a month, or once every 2 weeks, twice a month, so
Mhm.
that the client can really go over that letter again and again.
Right. I'm with you. Okay. No, it makes sense. Now, I have another question. And for those of our viewers who haven't seen our previous discussions or followed our correspondence, which I published on my blog, you've done a lot of work with the Defence Forces, with soldiers in your country. And I know from what you've written that you've lived the trauma they've gone through, you've lived their emotions, and you've come under fire yourself. Has this helped you in constructing MindBridge, the work you've done with them?
Yeah, I don't think it's helped directly,
Okay.
but it's a good question, and one of the things that we want to do uh, is offer MindBridge at a discounted rate, very discounted, really at an honorary rate to veterans,
Mm-hmm.
and not just to U.S. veterans, but to veterans of any army, no matter which country they served.
Mm-hmm.
They served their country, were willing to die for their country, and as such, to honor somebody who's able to make such a commitment, give them an honorary price. And I realize that you have veterans who don't need honorary prices, but it's not really the point of making it cheap. The point is giving them honor,
Yeah. No,
honoring veterans.
that's very good. That's very good. Good. So tell us. Let's continue with MindBridge. What have you got to tell us next? What's the next step with
Well,
it?
so actually, it's interesting. You asked about NLP and Sidney Rosen. So actually, it was interesting. Sidney Rosen put really, in a way, he planted the seed for MindBridge to develop in my mind. I was in a session with him. I don't know, maybe it was our third or fourth session. Must have been one of the middle sessions I had with him. So third or fourth. And he would just say things out of the blue, very random. He was very much like I'd imagine Milton Erickson to be.
Mm-hmm.
He would just, in the middle of a session, start talking about his son, and his son was a lawyer, and his son's expertise in the field of congressional law, and he just start going on this long tangent about his son, which had nothing to do with my being there. And now, 20 years later, I reflect on those sessions. I thought that was brilliant. Did he know what he was saying? And I don't know, but it was his unconscious mind speaking to my unconscious
Right.
mind,
Right.
and it was just brilliant. And one of the things he said, really randomly and out of the blue, was that, and it was very important to him that I should know this, was that he and a colleague of his had tried they had tried to start a computer program, and we're talking about during the times of floppy disks.
Yeah. 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 A long time ago. Yeah.
And they tried starting a computer program that would allow for a hypnotic session on the computer,
Okay.
and there would be hypnotic imagery on the screen, and there would be a hypnotic voice, and basically you go onto YouTube and
Mm-hmm.
you get what but back then it was a lot of coding, and it was a huge deal,
Sure.
and they did not succeed in it. And he told me that there will be a time, he's sure, when the technology catches up to what they wanted to do.
Which it has done. Yeah.
And he said, and when that time comes, I shouldn't miss the opportunity.
Oh, there you go. Good.
Yeah. So he really planted that in my mind. And yeah, one of the things we want, we're just having fun with it. We're just having fun. And the AI just does so much of the coding
Yeah.
that I mean, we're able to do, it's really about having ingenuity
Mm-hmm.
and being, just innovating. It's about just innovating. What are we going to innovate today? How are we going to go with this? And uh, 15 years ago, you would have needed a team of, maybe
Oh, yeah.
16 computer science
Yeah.
people, programmers, developers with millions of dollars behind them. And now it's just, sitting down at our computers around the table and just saying, what are we going to do today? Which directions can we take this? And we're just having fun.
Good.
Um, One of the things we're planning on doing in the future, we've already coded it. It's just we just haven't integrated it.
Hmm.
It is integrated. It is integrated. We just hid the feature until we're ready for it, and that is smartwatches.
That is what, sorry?
Integrating smartwatches,
Oh, smartwatches. Okay.
smartwatch,
Yeah. Yeah.
so that we can, with the meditation feature and with the mm, we can measure sleep patterns and heart rate patterns
Through the smartwatch. Yeah.
through the smartwatch against the work they're doing with MindBridge.
Right. Right.
So we can really see if their heart rate is decreasing,
Hmm.
their heart rate variability. Are they sleeping better? Are they? We
You
can
can
measure
monitor
all of
all that. Yeah.
we can monitor all of that. Yeah,
Wow,
blood
that's
pressure.
amazing. So you say you're still working on it. Have you got a launch date in mind?
We're really ready to launch. As far as the platform is concerned, we are ready to launch. It's just a matter at this point of some business, um, like we need we haven't we're the lawyer is still drafting contracts
Hmm.
for the therapist. So until the lawyer finishes his work, which we're waiting on him for, basically that's what's holding us back right now.
Okay. And okay, so that is not too far off then. So that raises a question. Will the therapists all be in the USA? Will they be around the world?
Global, global.
Global. And is the app multilingual? So can people who speak Japanese take advantage of it?
Yeah, that's a really good question. The app is currently not multilingual.
Okay.
So currently the app is um, is really geared towards the English speaking public.
Right.
But that could be anywhere from Singapore to San Francisco,
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
to Australia, South Africa, England,
Europe. Yeah.
Europe. Yeah, many parts of Africa. Um, so yeah, um, but having said that, the AI is advancing so quickly
It'll
that
translate.
it's gonna within 6 months. Within 6 months, it's gonna be usable in Japan. It's going to
Yeah.
be usable
Oh yeah.
globally.
That's not far off. Instantaneous translation is not that far off. No.
No,
Oh, excellent. And have you got a price point in mind for it?
the price point. Oh, I want to say the price. I have to look it up. The price point is looking it up right now. Um, a MindBridge dot. It's the MindBridge dot app. You could actually the site is live for the most part,
Oh, good.
and it is right. So there's a freemium, which is $0. Doesn't It's free, and that has the complete initial interview.
Yeah.
Everything starts with that initial interview that I described earlier,
Yeah.
and then there's a starter package, which is $9.99 a month, which is breathing exercises, journaling.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the freemium also has journaling. So it's everything that the freemium has, and a 10-minute daily check-in. It's a 10-minute daily AI check-in.
Okay.
Oh, I just remembered something very important to share. And then there is the monthly plan, which is $119 a month, and that's two 30-minute sessions a week and a daily 5-minute check-in, and then a therapist writes a one-page report to the client once a month, and then the bi-monthly, or I should say, twice a month,
Mm-hmm.
bi-weekly, twice a month, 45-minute sessions, two 45-minute sessions weekly, and then once every other week, the therapist sends uh, a one-page report based on their understanding of how the AI sessions are
Mm-hmm.
going. And
Okay.
I should say something else. We built in a feature in which, as part of the journaling, um, the client can upload a photograph that they took
Ah, okay.
or artwork that they did, and the AI gives them um, self-development thoughts based
Right.
on the nature of the photo or the nature of the artwork.
Okay. Interesting. That's
Yeah, so we've really put a lot of thought into it.
for sure.
One of the things really important to share is uh, the safety features that we've built in.
Mm-hmm.
With everything going, a few months ago, it was on the news a lot with several suicides, right? On with people who are using ChatGPT,
Mm-hmm.
and so we've built in a lot of safety features that if the client is using words that are of concern,
Mm-hmm.
um, they will the therapist that has been assigned to them will receive a notification that this client is using uh, language of concern,
Okay.
concerning language,
So it's like red flags built into the system that.
exactly built into
Mm.
the system,
Okay.
built into
Okay.
the system. And there's an elevation. Green is totally safe.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow, orange, red. And if it's red, it goes to their therapist. It goes to the chief clinical officer,
Mm-hmm.
who then gets in touch with them immediately.
Okay. Well, that's really good. And purely on a hardware question, is it available? Will it be available iPhone, Android, desktop?
Excellent question. We are building an app.
Okay.
So the
So
app should be ready within a few weeks. The native Android and iOS apps should be available within about a week.
okay. And will there be a desktop at some stage?
It's currently desktop.
Oh, it is currently desktop. Oh,
It
great,
is
great,
currently
great.
desktop and mobile friendly. It's mobile friendly.
Okay, okay,
So the native apps should be available. We should finish it like maybe 2, 3, maybe not a week. Maybe 2, 3 weeks. We should be finished with the native app, and but it is mobile friendly, and it is currently desktop. It's been built on for a desktop.
Oh, that's excellent because there's a lot of my generation and younger conspiracy theorists, if you want to call us that, who I don't have apps on my phone. My phone, although it's a smartphone, there's one or two apps on, but essentially it's for phone and text, and that's it. Everything internet based I do on my computer in my office. It also saves me being tied to having the thing as a master. I don't want to be a digital slave, and I'm not
No, for
I'm not
sure.
alone in that thinking. So anyway, that was that. Um, who is this for? Tell us about who will get the most advantage from this app, from MindBridge.
Yeah, I think it's really for several demographics. Uh, Somebody who, let's say, can't afford uh, traditional therapy.
Right.
Somebody whose schedule won't allow for traditional therapy. Maybe their hours, the best time for them is 3 in the morning,
Hmm. Or they're
uh,
traveling. Maybe they're traveling all over the place.
or they're traveling all over the place. Their schedule won't allow for it. Or people who live in a rural area. Of
Yep.
course, there is always nowadays so many therapists work remotely
Remotely. Sure.
on Zoom, but even remotely is not always affordable, and it's not always available at 3 in the morning. And
That's
this
right.
is and this is um, also, I would say, college students would benefit greatly from it.
Yeah.
Young professionals would benefit greatly from it, and also parents who are
Okay.
dealing with
But
parenting issues.
let me throw something in. We haven't got a lot of time left. Wearing your counselor's hat, forgetting the app, well, not forgetting the app, but wearing your counselor's hat, if I am feeling troubled in my mind for whatever reason, what are some of the signals or warning signs that a person who has had no exposure to counseling before should think about and maybe try your app out?
Feeling lonely,
Lonely, yeah.
feeling anxious,
Hmm.
fear. Somebody's feeling a lot of fear,
Okay.
disturbing thoughts, and then also grief.
Grief,
Somebody
yeah.
maybe just lost a loved one.
Hmm.
But then there's also choices. Somebody who's deciding on a career choice,
Yeah.
or should they leave this job and go to another job, or leave this area and move to a different area, or should they retire or not retire, or if they have retired, should they go back and work again? So it's all these. So really, it's almost anybody. Just really, it's and then of course we've developed simultaneously, because the just it's pretty easy to do it. It's just a matter of creativity. Um, we've created a platform for therapists to offer their clients between session help.
Ah, okay.
And if the client is feeling really low and uses troubling language, their therapist gets flagged.
Ah, that's interesting. That's interesting.
So the
Yeah.
therapist now knows, 3 o'clock in the morning last night, your client was up talking about having a lot of aspirin in their cabinet.
Yeah.
And the therapist can now take action.
Very good. Oh, wow, this is quite amazing. Excellent. We are sort of coming to the end of our time. We will be, for our listeners and viewers, we will be putting links to MindBridge in the description below, so you can contact Binyamin and have a look at the app through that. Binyamin, thank you very much for that. That'll probably be about the end. Have you got any last words about the app? Last words.
That's really about it. It's growing. It's constantly moving. It's got a life of its own. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, thank you very much for being with us, and thank you for watching and listening.